Good morning, oracles. Look what color shirt I get to wear today. I had to dust this thing off. It's been so long since I got to wear green. My goodness. But it was great. It was great to see the stock moving finally green yesterday. It was kind of ugly. It was weird. It was, it's very volatile right now. We've got the VIX, the volatility index is over 30. Stocks are going to fly all over the place. And we sure saw that with Tesla yesterday. Tesla dipped down under 800 and then went up to almost 850, closed around 824. It was a wild day, but it was still nice to see it finish in the green. I was talking to Slim in the comments and we were both noticing how kind of seems like Tesla's been stepping down, creating a new level of consolidation in a trading range. Then it steps down again, finds its new trading range. So, we're seeing this stepping down. How many times it's going to step down, I don't know. Has nothing to do with the fundamentals of the stock whatsoever, though. This is all macro environment induced. So this is happening across the board for the entire market. So it's every time we get new inflation data, every time we get new information out of Russia and Ukraine, the whole stock market makes a move and then hangs out there and waits to see what is going to transpire before it makes its next move. And unfortunately, every move that we have seen over the last 2 months has been negative. So how much more negative can we see? I don't know. We have CPI data coming out on Thursday that is going to determine whether we go up or down from here. And heck, we might actually not move much out of Thursday's number if it falls in line with expectations. We might actually get more movement next week when we get the FOMC meeting to determine what rates are going to be doing, how many rate hikes they're going to be doing right away, how many they are projecting going forward, and how they are going to react to inflation now that oil prices have skyrocketed well over $125 a barrel. So, lots of different things, and of course, because we have this many questions, what does the market like the least? Uncertainty. And we have a lot of that right now. Lots of questions mean the market is going to be all over the place. And therefore, Tesla, because Tesla moves more than the broader market, is going to be swinging even more than the broader market is going to, so the volatility is going to be even more wild. And because the stock price is fluctuating so much, what is it that we can focus on that is moving steadily upward to project us to where the stock price is going to be in the future? Seeing as the majority of us on here are long-term investors, that's what we're most interested in. The short-term swings, we pay attention to it. For those of us who are more seasoned investors, understand the volatility. We have learned to take our emotions out, or at least learned how to control them. And I know I've spoken with some of you in the comments still recently, newer to trading, emotions play into this. So these are still things that we need to learn. So for those of you who are still in this and looking at it and your emotions are still getting worked into this investing thing, take a step back. Take a deep breath, and anything that you're invested in, take a look at their fundamentals. That is truly what is going to keep you sane during these times, because the market's going to be all over the place. Tesla right now is trading at the lowest PE they have ever traded at, and it doesn't justify, the stock price doesn't justify where the company is headed. And that's because the macro environment right now and analysts don't really comprehend what's going on, and the macro is just suppressing everything. The whole entire PE ratio and valuations are all compressed at the moment. So let's look at the fundamentals. And in February, Tesla delivered 56,000 vehicles. So that is a huge step up year over year. And even when you're going month over month, when you look at how many they're producing and delivering per day, even that number is growing. So fundamentally, the company is growing, and they're growing exponentially. So we're going to see this continue to go up. And don't forget, that doesn't even include Fremont. That doesn't include Austin and Berlin, which are coming online and should have deliveries by the end of this month. So those fundamentals right there are extremely strong and just going to grow over time. We also saw today that in an ironic, weird turn of events, Oklahoma, their Senate has approved autonomous vehicles and driving in the state. Yet last week they had talks about shutting Tesla down entirely in the state. I don't get it. If anybody out there is from Oklahoma, please explain to me what the heck is going on over there. But either way, this is a great step. And as we've said before, autonomy, it goes state by state in the US. So we don't have to wait for a federal law to allow autonomy. It goes state by state. So some states may do it, some may not. Just like some states allow dealerships and some states don't allow Tesla to sell there. Like here in Connecticut, I have to go to New York to get my Tesla. So, it goes state by state, but that's actually a good thing because we don't have to wait for a massive federal law. Obviously, if that comes out, that will change everything dramatically. And I think we will end up getting to that point once we do see that level 5 autonomy is safer than human driving. But getting back to more fundamentals in the current state, so we have nickel prices skyrocketing, and everybody's talking about that. And I believe it was Adam Jonas had explained this in a report that he put out about, all the companies coming out right now with electric vehicles and the legacy automotive makers creating this, and they're starting their ramps and they're creating their electric vehicles, but they don't have the supply chains that are built like Tesla has. So they're going to be struggling because one, they don't have the supplies coming in that they need to make the vehicles. Two, in order to get these supplies, they're now going to have to pay premium prices to get them. Tesla had already locked up these deals last year. We talked about it, I think it was last March or April, where Tesla had locked up an enormous nickel deal. I believe it was down in Indonesia. So they have these multi-year huge deals already in place with pricing already set. It's good for Tesla and it's good for the producer, and they've already worked out, just in case we get these fluctuations so that they're both going to win. They already have this set. They don't have to worry about these prices that are out there. They're all locked in on their costs. So if you're looking at costs going up, they're not going to go up that much for Tesla. So they're going to go up significantly for all of the other automotive makers. The problem those other automotive makers have is their vehicles already aren't profitable. They haven't gotten themselves to scale. The laws of scale will inevitably bring the costs down and allow them to get better profits. They aren't there yet. They aren't to the point of scale, so when they are now going to scale, they're going to have to scale with much more expensive raw materials. Tesla is at scale, and they're scaling with less expensive raw materials, which means that during all of these times, when everybody else's margins are going to be coming down or go into the negative, Teslas are going to be going up because they're scaling even more. They're producing even more at scale, which means that their cost per vehicle is going to come down. And other fundamental factors that Tesla has going in their favor is the whole world is now recognizing how bad it is to be oil dependent. Being on renewable energy is the way of the future. We're not there yet, but we are working on it. And Tesla is one of the leaders in that field. So they're working on solar and they've got their megapacks. And the megapacks and battery backup are going to be huge going forward. So again, that's an area that Tesla has said a lot of people don't understand how large energy is going to be. It's like the sleeper. I believe that energy and FSD are the next two S-curves that are going to come out of Tesla. Energy may be the first one if they can get the batteries. That's the only thing that's slowing them down. They said that last year they actually had to slow down their energy business because they didn't have the materials they needed to put into those megapacks because they focused on their EVs. Now they've got 4680 batteries coming out that they're producing on their own, so they'll have more batteries to be able to put into these megapacks, and we're going to see some significant S-curves starting coming out of energy as well. So the fundamental basis for energy is just starting their S-curve. Next step with FSD is, they're looking at potentially having version 11, which may be their alpha version, coming out soon. It's in the testing right now, I believe, and that's what's going to then propel us forward into level 4 and level 5 autonomy. Again, this is a fundamental piece that hasn't fully come to fruition yet. So yes, it's still in the back pocket, and for those of us who believe they're going to get there, that's why we're investing. People who don't believe don't factor it in yet. And once we get there, I have a feeling they'll believe, but they don't believe in it yet. So we're still working on that. But Elon said that they should get there by the end of this year. So if we get to Q4 and we've got massive margins and we have FSD is now coming to fruition for reality, we've got energy starting to skyrocket, and all of the macro environmental issues are gone, watch out for the end of this year. So when you're taking a look at your emotions right now and we're all over the place, again, step back, be patient, and look 12 months down the road. where do you think the stock is going to be in 12 months based off of their fundamentals? And if you feel confident in their fundamentals growing exponentially over the next 12 months, then you'll understand that your emotional ride right now is strictly based on macro environment stock price movement and has nothing to do with the fundamentals of the company. And my strategy, for those of you who aren't aware, to get through these emotional times where we're all over the place, I make sure I have 5% cash on hand, and then I invest every single day. If you can invest fractionally, or if you've got the money to buy full shares, good for you. I do it fractionally. I use SoFi, I invest $15 every day, and then I put in another $15 for every 2% that the stock dips down. I was doing every 1%, but because we've been kind of trading sideways, I wanted to save up a little more cash and just see how the stock is trading, because we're going to be sideways for a while. So once I do see us starting to come out, I'll have the cash to be able to invest a little more heavily at that point. But this keeps my emotions out. It keeps me sane. And I actually get excited when the stock dips down, because I have such strong conviction for the stock going forward that I know that this is only a temporary pullback. So because I can invest a little bit every day, I feel good. Buying makes me feel happy. So I can buy a little bit of Tesla every single day, and it makes me happy. It's like my daily cookie, and I'm good to go. And that's it. It's, and if you have watched me for a while, I call it fudge. And it's fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Grab extra. And so that's my grab extra, my fudge. I'm grabbing a little bit of fudge every single day, putting it into Tesla, and I'm happy with that. And then if it dips a little bit more, I buy a little more fudge. And then I just keep on going, and I know it's going to turn around. I know we're going to go green, and then all of that fudge that I bought now is going to be so much greater fudge later. And I know that there's a lot more other fundamental pieces of Tesla that are in the works right now. So if anything I didn't talk about, share in the comments below what you guys are looking at fundamentally for the company and how strong they are, so that those of you who are on here as subscribers who are new to investing still have your emotions kind of tied up into it. You could read through the comments and see what everybody else is seeing for the fundamentals and where their mentality is at, and it'll help soothe you as well to get through these times of turbulence. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all of the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. Thank you so much. Have a great one.